Last October, I was downtown. I had some Mexican friends and priests here for a Monday night football game in which the Steelers trounced the Dolphins. Sports did exist before Corona time. And was sleeping at a hotel down there because it was Sunday night, and woke up, I think it was like around 7 or 8 in the morning. And I walk outside, and there's a bus that's nearly perpendicular to the ground. And I don't know if you remember the picture, but the bus had fallen into this kind of, like the road just gave out. And I was one of the first ones there, and I'm like, what? I thought it was a movie scene. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty cool idea. They're going to do like a Batman kind of thing, or Superman's coming to rescue a bus. And there was a car that was just behind the bus that the two wheels had almost fallen into the pit. Luckily, nobody got hurt. But one of the reasons that the bus fell into the pit was that there's this, I don't know, it's like 100-year water canal underneath the city that's made of terracotta piping, and it's burst throughout the whole, so it's just like water was just going under, and little by little, the ground was giving away, until finally the weight of the bus just made the whole thing collapse. Why am I telling that story? I have no idea. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you this morning. But the thing is that, as I was walking into Mass, one of the people here at Mass said, "Hey, Father, today is my baptismal anniversary day." And it made me realize that, like, our human nature is struck at its core by original sin. And without God's grace, we too will be stuck in a pit like a bus, because it's constantly getting eroded, our nature is, by the demonic forces that are biting at us constantly, or as we hear in Peter, they're like this roaring lion coming to chomp at our bit. And so it's God's grace that builds us up, that fortifies us. It's not just us doing things, it's more importantly God's grace lifting us up. And the key to that, or one of the keys to that, is what obviously Jesus says: listen. Today, if we listen, we can hear a lot of voices, lots of confusion, lots of violence, lots of destruction, lots of words going back and forth. And there's no doubt that there's a lot of things to listen to. But there's only one to truly tune into. It's like a radio. We need to find the frequency of how Jesus Christ wants to speak to us and listen to him. And I think that when we look around our world today, if we start to listen to what is going on, we realize that where is Jesus' voice in all of this? If you listen to what happened in the Old Testament, it's very similar to what's going on now. The destruction of Saint Junipero Serra, the destruction of, as one person said, anything that has to do with a white Blessed Mother or a white Jesus should be destroyed. And you see the beautiful way in which these statues and things like Saint Junipero Serra were made to remind us of the holiness of our church just get defaced and destroyed. Just like what happened with the Babylonian exile, when so many of the beautiful liturgical items that were in the Jerusalem temple just got desacralized and abused and used. And little by little, what happens in a culture like that, as you can see in the Old Testament, when we stop listening to God, we start listening to other forces. And that's why the Eucharistic life of our church is at the heart of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if someday there's desacralization of sacraments like the Eucharist. But what we have here is such a treasure of being able to adore our Eucharistic Lord, to be able to tune out everything and tune in to Jesus Christ. So let us pray today that we too can maybe find the radio station of Jesus and tune in and truly listen to what he tells us, because building our life on that solid ground will prevent us from falling into the bus pits